Hey, I just want to go through a couple of things that you'll find as you're reading through Chapter 4 of Your Best Just Got Better. By the way, that's the downtown New York City skyline. You can see the new World Trade building going up. Hey, when you get into Chapter 4, spend a little extra time on that one. It's a little bit long, some great stories in there, and hopefully I'll get you to think quite a bit. And there's one exercise that you'll see where we play around with vocabulary and the kinds of words that we use. Just the other day I met up with a former client who now a good friend, and one of the things that she shared with me is, sitting in my seminar, she said years ago I had shared in that seminar how I look up words and I spend time around vocabulary. It's really interesting to me. I read a book years ago called Power versus Force, and if you have some time and are interested in this kind of information, it's fascinating, at least it was to me. But really what I want to go into are a couple of stories from Chapter 4, and then I want to tell one that actually I didn't get to write as much as I wish I could have in the book. But one of the stories I talk about is from racing triathlon, and years ago I started racing triathlon, and I remember the experience I had when I went from not thinking I was a triathlete to thinking I was a triathlete. And this is at a time in my life when I was also experimenting with affirmations. And so I had an affirmation, right? I am a triathlete. I am a triathlete. I am a triathlete. I will tell you, there was nothing that made that more real than the first day that I finished an actual triathlon. I want to go to a specific part of Chapter 4 for you here, which starts on page 86. And it goes into a whole inventory of kind of the things that build self-efficacy. And if I could just share a couple of the top ones. Number one, read more biographies. Get in there and learn about what other people did. And the other one, I'm going to go between this one. Sign up for some seminars. Go to some conferences. What you'll see is on the stage, you'll find people who are making things possible, making things happen. But then sitting next to you in that conference, you're going to find some other people who you can learn from and gain from. All right, have a good time in that chapter. I look forward to talking to you soon. Hey, I'm on the other side of the river now here in New York City, just on the Manhattan side, and I promised I would tell you a story that I just didn't get a chance to write about so much in the book. And really, that story goes back to when we launched our little startup, and Jody and I were committed to the cause. And one of the things that we did is we took a lot of time and wrote out what is it that we wanted. And of course, you're going to read about this in the book. But what you won't read about was some of the things that we heard from people when we launched our company. I won't tell you what they were, but a lot of questions about what we were going to do and how we were going to do it and how we were going to find clients. And so when it comes to self-efficacy, or efficacious thought, as I've come to learn it be called, I really wanted to stop and ask myself and listen, what is it that I want to be doing? What is it that I need to be doing? So when we came up with the first seminar that we launched, it was called Mastering Workplace Performance. And I took out pieces of paper and journals and whiteboards, and I started writing and drawing and getting ideas from my head onto that piece of paper. And one of the things that's so important to me, and you know this about me, is when I see what I think, I can hear what I say in a brand new way. And so as you're thinking about heading into a new level of self-efficacy, of belief, of the patterns of development that you want to get engaged in, the Mastering Workplace Performance Seminar turned into a real field trip for the participants, where I look at the psychology, the sociology, and the technology of a wildly productive day. And I got to tell you, over the years of getting to think about this and talk about this and lead seminars and coaching programs, I truly believe that it was the ability to take the first 3 or 4 chapters of this book, really studying me and my use of time and looking at the pacing that I was going through, moving through and into a real strong development of what is important and why is that important. So I really hope you enjoy that third and fourth chapter. Chapter 4 of the book starts a whole new era. We're going to get into thinking big. So stay tuned. There's a lot more to come.